Hello there again. This time I'm going to show you a little more about how to use the Machinery Trader database. We'll go a little more in depth, and we're going to be looking for market information over time. Um, what we're trying to do is look for market trends over time, and this database can give you a couple of years of that if you know how to look for it, and then you can set your parameters on those time frames. So hang around for a bit and we'll show you how to copy and paste that information off the Machinery Trader page and onto a word processing page. So this time let's start out. We'll pick loader backhoes this time. They've got a lot of interesting options they can put on them, and the database lets you sort for that. So I'm going to go into the listing type right off the bat. I'm going to pick for sale again, retail markets. As that comes up, now we'll come down here to the manufacturer. This time I'm going to choose John Deere. It says Deere here, that's just how they list the name. They don't go into the extra verbiage. Now we'll come down here, and this time I'm going to pick a model. I like the 310 SKs. So there's 45 of them, and we'll just go ahead and run through that. So 45, and again we got to sort by country, and we'll pick the USA. Then there's different options here. So you got ROPS, that stands for Rollover Protective Structure. And they come in two flavors, enclosed and open. So the enclosed one means it has a cab. And usually if it's got a cab, it's also got air conditioning. You could confirm that by going into the details usually, but we won't bother right now. We're just going to make that assumption. And we also have the drive, and that's either four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive. Since most of these backhoes anymore are purchased with four-wheel drive, we'll go ahead with that. Now then, we'll go ahead and sort this from high to low. Oh, we're as high as 79,000 for a 2012 machine. So there's 13 years old. That's a little steep, it seems like, but it's only showing 2,500 hours. And then here's one for 74 that's showing 535 hours. Well, that's kind of hard to believe for a 13-year-old or 12-year-old machine. So let's go ahead and, in this case, a 10-year-old machine. So let's go ahead and we'll look down a little more. So we're gonna need to sort on hours here a little bit. And they're all underneath about 7,000 hours, 8,000 there. So and we notice we got a deal here that says call for price. So we don't want that in there either. So let's do two sorts here real quick. So let's figure hours. Let's figure it at 3,500. Run that search. And then let's go on price, and let's start that out at 10,000. So that brings us down to 13 listings. So that's a good base, I think. So now let's go ahead and search this by date, because we were looking at what's happening with our markets. So this one here is on the fourth quarter of last year. So let's make this one here the end at the fourth quarter of last year as well. We'll end it on December 31st. We'll hit search. And we'll see in that time frame there, we only had two of these machines listed on this database offered for sale. And then let's go ahead and go into our high-low average screen. And we show 2 machines on the retail side. We have 11 machines at auction. So let's follow those. Let's look at those 11 machines. It's within our ranges, it looks like. 44, 35, 7. These don't say. And they go down to about 23,000. So that gives us a fairly good range. So let's go ahead and go back to that. Now what I want to do is I want to copy and paste that information into a word processing program so that I can use that information down the line. So I'm going to take that, our range, our criteria, and then I also want to come in here and pull our data. Now you can see how that prints, how that copies over. Now we can adjust for that in our word processing program. It'll change that. So we'll auto fit that to the window here. Now I'll go in later and put in this is retail and this is auction. But there's our date ranges. So I'll highlight that and put it in bold so it's easy to see. So now we got a pretty good idea on that. So let's go ahead and go back and we'll change our date range. Well, this time what we're going to do is we're going to take and move this calendar date up because we want to know what we have today or what this quarter is doing. So we'll move this one here to, let's say, April 2nd. And we'll run that search. Now we come down and we've got 4 machines that have been listed for this quarter. And they range from 55 to 26, but our hours are moving around too. That 55's at 4,500 hours, and this one here is at 8,200 hours. So that kind of makes sense. So let's go ahead and do our high-low average. Remember, we have to move forward on this. We have 6 machines at auction. Let's go ahead and look at these 38, 35, 32, 30,000. Our hours are pretty much what we wanted. But we got 2 low ballers here. So this one's got a lot more hours, and this one's claiming it's 4,100 hours, but it's got a real low price. So we're figuring something's wrong with that one. So we're going to sort this. And we can do that by age, maybe, but except we've got older machines up here already. We don't want those to drop. So let's go ahead and do it by price. So instead of 10,000, let's make this one 21,000. Now we've filtered that out. Put that in here. And now we're going to do the high-low average again, but we can't go back. We have to go forward. Okay, so now we have forward 4. Now we've looked at both these before, so now we can copy that information down. There's our criteria. And here is our data. And again, we have to auto-fit this. Table layout, we want to auto-fit to the window. And there we have it. So now we'll look at this here. In the fourth quarter, we had 2 retail machines and 11 auction machines. Now, these are sold prices, so those 11 auction machines are gone. These 2 machines may still be listed. I don't know. I haven't checked, but usually if I do it by date, they don't usually carry over. And we have 4 and 4 here, so we have 55 here, 26.9 low. We have 45 here and a 35 low. So we've got some difference in here, but the equalizer here are these average prices. So we got 40,150 here. Our average runs out at 43,100. And again over here we have 39.9, 38,000 here, and then we got 23,000 for a low. We filtered that out, but now we got 30,500 for a low. But again, our average comes out. So 33,291, we're looking at 34,228. So those should be about, give us an idea of the middle of our ranges. So I hope that all makes sense to you. And I hope it makes it easier for you and faster and gives you a better understanding of the markets. You can see what's happening. So it looks like prices came up a little bit from the fourth quarter to the first quarter of this year. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.